Okay, now let's look at the origin of heterospory. So the fossil evidence, it shows that some sporangia, they contain small and large spores. Okay, so we can only prove that it has arisen because of the fossils. Okay, so these fossils, they show that some plants, they contain the small and the large spores. Now these scientists, Stewart and Rothwell, 1993. Okay, so to remember Stewart and Rothwell, no? Okay, so you all know that actress, no? Kristen Stewart, the Twilight actress. So just think that Stewart, she rocks and she sings well. Okay, so Stewart rots well. Okay, very recent, 1993. They propose 5 stages in which we can see the evolution of heterospory. Okay, so Kristen Stewart rocks well. Okay, Stewart and Rothwell, they showed 5 stages. Okay, now let's look at the first stage. First, we see that there is the decrease in the number of spores. Okay, then we see increase in size. Okay, so bigger the size, if fat teachers, no, fat Miss Amy, if there are 5 of us, we'll be so packed, no, in one car. Okay, but if I'm very slim, then I can pack maybe 10 of me. Okay, which is obviously impossible with my size. But you just think about it, that if you are bigger in size, you have to be less people, no, to fit in one car. So decrease in number of spores and increase in size. Okay, now the third, the spore content remained constant. Okay, so that there are no genetic defects. Okay, so the DNA, RNA, everything should be same, no? It should be constant, right? You can afford to reduce the size, you can afford to reduce the number, but the DNA content should never reduce. So, the spore content, okay, content means everything. Inside the spore, the cytoplasm, the nucleus, you know, the organelles, everything, the spore content should remain constant in size and number. Okay. Then, the fourth step is, it will change from monoecious to dioecious gametophyte. Monoecious and dioecious means, monoecious is like from one plant you have both the male and female parts. Okay, and dioecious means one plant is only female and the another plant somewhere else is the female. Okay, and that plant will bear only the female flowers, and here the male plant will bear only the male flowers. Okay, means dioecious means 2 types of plants bearing 2 different flowers. Okay, then you have the fifth one, change from exosporic to endosporic gametophyte. Okay, exosporic means there are some ferns. No, now if you look behind the ferns, the spores are just lying outside. There's no covering. Okay, the spores are just there only on the leaf. But they change into endosporic means they are inside some sporangia. Okay, they have some protection. Okay, so endospores means they are inside. Okay. Okay, then let's look at the evidences. Then let's look at the evidences of the early free sporing heterospory. Okay, the first definite evidence of heterospory was reported in the Upper Devonian period in Barinophyton Citrulliforme. Okay, so this is the important example of where we find the earliest evidence of heterospory in this Barinophyton Citrulliforme. Okay, and it was found by the scientist Brouwer. Okay, Brouwer, Brauer, Brouwer, in 1980. Okay, so please remember these. Now this is some more example. I don't think we really need to remember. If you want to remember, you can. I will just go to the next slide. So now let's look at the formation of the megaspore. Okay, so the next important step in heterospory. Okay, now formation of the megaspore means the one which will give rise to the female gametophyte. Now the next step in heterospory, that is the formation of functional megaspore in the sporangium, was observed in the fossil of Lepidocarpon and Calamocarpon. Okay, all these carpon, these are mostly fossils. Okay, phyton, no, it's fossils only. Okay, so the microspore and megaspore, no, so it has to be functional, right? So there will be many fossils, but maybe the fossils, they did not show any proper functional. No, it could have succeeded, it could have failed. But the first successful formation of this megaspore was in this Lepidocarpon. Okay. Now always there will be only a single functional megagametophyte retained within the megasporangium. Means there will be only one egg cell inside. Okay, just like now only, no? There will be many male antherozoids or sperms, but only one female egg will be there. So same here, there's usually only one functional, okay, megaspore. Then now let's look at the biological advantages of heterospory. Now the first advantage is in endosporic gametophytes, okay, means when the sporangium is inside a covering, no, endosporic gametophyte they are self-supportive. Okay, they're self-supportive in food supply and independent of external condition. Okay, so if you are properly wrapped up, right, you're protected. No, there's a cushioning and you have enough food reserves in yourself. You don't have to depend whether you will find a water source or you'll find a soil source, right? So they become independent. Okay, so why this, heterospory, they evolved in nature is because to become self-sufficient, to become independent. Okay, here's the key word, independent. Now let's look at the second biological advantage. There is a drastic reduction in the size of the gametophytes. Okay, and the female gametophyte will never outgrow the limits of the megaspore. Okay, because before, no, when there was no function, there was no these separate male gametophyte, sometimes that they germinate directly on the sporophyte. Okay, the spores were there only, in the sporophyte, both the male and female. Remember that cone I drew? They germinate there only, and they used to destroy the mother plant, that is the mother sporophyte. But here, because they are small in size, they will never outgrow. Even if they germinate there on the mother, they will never destroy the mother. Okay, if they destroy the mother, they will not get the food source. So means they will never outgrow the megaspore. Okay, so the last one is sex differentiation can be predicted at an early stage. Okay, so since the small microspore will give rise to the male and the mega will give rise to the female, you can differentiate early. No, it's not like remember that what was that, Marsilia? No, you had no idea whether it will be male or female because they both look so alike. Okay, so how can nature predict? What if it's all the male only because they all look alike? So that nature can protect itself. No, evolution can keep on happening. It will progress. It has to differentiate between who is male and female, so that they give equal importance to both. So with this, I think this heterospory is done. And again, I will start with the next one, which is the origin of seed. Okay.